Hello and welcome back everyone to another video, and I am starting up a project. Yay. This is sort of in the plans. I wanted to do a combined successor to the Joy Pie robot and the Carbon Rover, and something that's more a bit more well managed, and then a bit more perpetually upgradable platform. So it's not per se like a done deal rover, but it's more of a platform that I can like swap things on, get new motors whenever I want, and stuff like that. So this is the base. I know I went with acrylic, not the strongest thing on earth, but the metal frames you were getting here were very weird. And they were always like not very well machined, so they'd bend and stuff. So I just thought of going with acrylic and see how it happens. It should be fine. I don't have the motors right now, but they would be similar to these. And the quality difference is the only thing why I'm not using them. These are very nice motors if you read on spec, but they are just like not very well built. So I bought four, and all four of them had different characteristics, different inrush current, different RPMs. They were all rated for 1,000 RPM. So not really sure what's going on here, but there's always some sort of quality compromise that is the problem. So these motors are not the ones I'm going to use. But what I'm very excited about are the wheels. They are massive. Yeah. So that's why. So if you see, this one goes here, another one goes there. It's not as bad as you think, and that is why I am going to call this Stubby. Now, just in case I have problems turning wheels with such large wheels so close together, I have to do one simple thing, is to buy just another set of the same um of the same chassis, and then just add like one next to the other, and it will just double in length. And that's a good thing, more area for me to play around with. But apart from that, yeah, we'll just start ripping things apart, putting back together. I have my screws and everything in packets here. I will be using this to distribute the voltages. Now for the power supply, I'm thinking of using this one for the main motor. It's small-ish. And again, this is just going to be the lower half, and then there's the top half where all the control units will go, and this is just the electronics and the power supply unit, so to speak. The idea is to have two lithium power packs, one for the motors and one for the control system, and then two relays. So you power on the first relay, which turns on the control system, then the control system boots up and then turns on the relay motor when requested. So the control system will have whatever SBC I want, or some like Arduino-ish thing, but that will have the control to turn off power to the motors just in case. So that is the idea, and I think the power to the motor should be given through this. I so this helps me do one thing. I can still have a single power source and two relays, so my motor cutoff is still there. But then the voltage drop caused by inrush current might still be a problem if the LiPo is running too low, or if the LiPo is running too low, the other LiPo might not be running too low, because motors draw a lot more current than the control unit, and it's a good it's a good way to think that you should have another power source for the control unit. So that's what I'm going to do. Um, so yeah, that's sort of the plan. Apart from this, so I've not thought on control units yet. I'm not sure what sort of control unit it's going to be. Um, the and the reason is that it's a perpetual project. So I don't want to fix myself on anything that I won't be um, doing. So, I'm not saying that it's going to be real time stuff. Or I'm not saying that it's going to be non real time stuff. There maybe FPGA is involved. Who knows? But I just want a platform to be ready, as in when I'm ready to put all the stuff in. So I think this is the top part because it has all the mounting planes so you can move your things around, which kind of bums me because I really wanted to. So let me just show the motor controller, which is this one. It can do about 14 amps continuous. We'll see how good that is. I just hope there are enough mounting places for me to add this. That is my only concern. Because like here I can just add it anywhere and then shift the screws accordingly, but at the bottom plate it might be a bit difficult, so I really have to carefully place the lipo, this anywhere, there's space for another lipo and then two relays, so it's going to be a bit low on space, but I think that should be good enough. If it's not, again, I can always buy another one of these things and just extend it. So we'll see how today goes, today and tomorrow, and we will do it. So again, enough blabbering. Part one is just assembling the base kit and seeing how most of the things should fit together. So yeah, again, I don't have instructions for this. I'll just go by my intuition here. All right, so that's done. Everything's without its protective cover and it looks fine. Of course, it will gather up scratches as we go, but I honestly can't care less about that. Um, there's a lot of static, to be honest. Ooh. Yeah. So I will actually have to look at the photos to see how it's assembled. Apart from that, I don't need a lot of hint. So without the screws, what we can do, just to see how it looks, there we have one bit here, the other one there, and then this bit here, and then this bit here. From there, it's just so much static on these things. Um, there. Oops. And I think only this is left. I think else is. Come on. And there we go. So that's sort of the block. And yeah, we'll add some screws. I'll have to see how bad the screws obstruct the batteries and everything, but should be okay. So again, we'll start with the base. Yeah, once all of this is done, I'll probably hot glue everything once I finalize the frame. Although that might not be the best idea in case I want to change things, but I can't see how terribly well this holds up. Um, but yeah, if I chose the acrylic life, I guess I get to stick to it. All right, now according to the images, all I have to do is add two here, here, or a bit further away there, and be done with it. But I can actually add more to here, and then there's one extra somewhere in between, maybe one here and one here, something like that, or maybe even um if it's there, kind of, that makes sense. There's actually one more, so I can generally do one, two, no, one here, one here. I think it's like there's already support there, so I can do one here each. Yeah, that makes more sense in terms of sturdiness. I guess you can mix them any way you want, but that's what I'm going for. As for the battery, now I'm confused. Should I just make it like so? Again, all of these can be moved around, so I'm still free to do what I want. Just need some support in the center. Um, but yeah, there need to be two relays. We need to take care of that somewhere. And then one power distribution block. That can also go like in the middle there. Who cares? But do I really need the power distribution block at all? I can get the battery through the relay directly to the motor controller because nothing else is going to that. And then the second battery goes up through a relay. So I don't need the power distribution block. There's nothing else to be powered from what I understand. Or even if it is, it can just go on top. The secondary battery goes on there and powers everything else. So I need space for two batteries. Don't want to stack them. I want them side by side if possible. So either I move these, add a single one here, and then that is how the battery goes. and then the controller is somewhere in the middle here. Now I have to find some space to mount it. That doesn't really make sense. The problem is it's like an Arduino form factor. Nope. Don't want it too forward because then the length from the back motors are too much. Um, mm, oh, there's so much. What? Why is there such a gap? Huh? Wait. Wha- See the design tolerances on this thing. Like, there's so much gap between this layer and the standoffs. What the fuck? Why? Everything else is flush. So unless there's something that's sticking out or not, no, there is a good 2 millimeter gap. I am pretty sure something's not fitting. No, everything's fitting. There's a good 2 millimeter gap between the Oh, come on, like that center pin. It's also see where it's placed. That center one. Don't make no sense. Okay. So I guess I'm placing them on the sides. So obviously these two won't fit, so they are going to go on the side that the battery is not. Um, it's kind of impossible because um, right. I think it needs to be those two sides here, and then we'll just have to leave this one in place. We like have nothing there, obviously, because then the batteries need to be there. So This needs a lot of spaces and don't know why they didn't bother with it. Like, it's obviously like they missed a few millimeters here and there. And this will come off like easy if I don't screw it properly. And I also don't want it to flex, so I honestly do not know what to do at this point. But yeah, we'll see. As far as I'm concerned, at the moment it looks fine. So I think the next step would be when the motors arrive. Now that's a big problem because motors are going to be another issue. I just realized that if I'm going to insert these motors, say somewhere here, they'll be like this, right? Let's see, this is our battery area, right? Our motors come there, and another one there. So this is about the size they're going to be. Where the heck does the battery go? Who knows? Because I was planning on somewhere there, and that is not seemingly what's happening. And I do really want the batteries to be inside, otherwise, I'll have to put the batteries on the top. Um, that is one possibility in a do or die situation, but I'd like to avoid that because I'd like the top area to be full of sensors for good or bad. But if that's the case, then I don't know honestly how I'm going to space it. So I'll wait for the motors to arrive. I'll wait for the relays to arrive. Once those are done, then I can get all the spacings worked out. With the motors in place, it's looking tough, but we'll see where this goes. Yeah, the spacing issue on the spacers and the of the top of the metal sheet of the acrylic sheet is not good. Like that's an issue we need to deal with. Honestly, I don't know how though. Like, will these nuts help? Can I just like add these as spacers? All right, let's try this. I I'll need to redo everything, but I'm willing to um take a bet here. I'm willing to take a bet that that is what those nuts are for. Again, there are no instructions, so I don't know, but and I'll have to redo each one of them. So I will fast forward them till the point I can explain what I'm doing. So again, no instructions. Um, all right, so this is what I've done so far. I've just added some nuts, and then the idea is to put the standoffs over them, and that should create enough gap. Now I'm not sure if this is how they meant it to be or how this will affect the durability, and will the standoffs have enough uh, screw to grip on and all that stuff. Who knows? But that is the solution at the moment that I can think of. Again, they did not provide any sort of spacers or things. So I'm guessing they were expecting us to do that because it's a good 2 millimeter. I'm not talking about half a millimeter. Half a millimeter is bad, but it's still usable. This is not usable. So whoever designed this, come on, dude. All right, looks like that all fits fine now. Um, there's some now give on the side panels, but that's fine once I'd probably screw it down. Ooh, all right, just have to flip it over. But yeah, it fits. So now I can screw everything back, and that should be much more sturdy and less flexy than before. Like, I honestly don't know how they designed this, but you know. They should have checked, like, how are they making it in-house? Like, when you make it, when you're putting out a product, aren't you going to check if it all fits? Like, did they just not bother to check? And that is what worries me. Well, there you go. No flex, and everything is tightened. Like, there's some movement here and there, but for the most part, I'm okay with it. Um, so I mean, we'll see the durability of this thing when it like goes out for the first time and stuff like that. But yeah, it'll be okay. The only thing that's bothering me for the time being is the battery placement situation. Now I can't completely like put the contacts in because it needs to charge and I'll have to take it out. So I was thinking if it's even below or down there or up here, it will have to be contacts out, and we'll have to find a way to tuck them somewhere. I guess we'll figure out as time progresses. But for the time being, yep, there it is. There's your um chassis itself, and as and when the motors arrive, and we can add the wheels with the couplings and all, add the relays, get all of that working. Should be good. All right, thank you everyone for watching. All my social media and everything else is down in the description if in case you want to follow me, and I will talk to you all then. Bye.